Dekalb County Commission released notification of the county attorney, Brantley, who said that the county does have the legal right under current state law to move this monument, that they can relocate it to somewhere else off of the square. And this is a huge decision. About a month ago, the county determined that they needed to find out what they could do under state law, so they passed a resolution asking for a plan of what they were able to do. And now that has been released to say that they can move it, and that now they need to come up with a plan of where this monument can go and get it off of the square.
Again, we are excited about this step, and again, cautiously optimistic that this is one more step towards us achieving the goal of having this monument to white supremacy removed from this beautiful city square, where our young people come and play and gather. So we're very optimistic. We have with us Mario Bembridge, one of the young organizers that are part of the organizations that have been working together. So this collective effort is something that we just want to share out with people, that it takes a community of people, young people, old people, black, white, Latino, immigrant, non-immigrant, everyone from across every spectrum, LGBTQ community. We have had really a very broad base of individuals who recognize that while this is a direct insult to my African ancestors, that it's really an insult to all of us, our humanity as a people. That for this to stand suggests that there are people who still believe that black people should not be able to vote and to enter spaces and to be on equal footing and to have their heritage and their pain and their suffering celebrated and acknowledged and memorialized, really, as other people do on a regular basis. And so we are looking forward to additional work, because we know that in order for us to achieve the goal of having this removed is that we will continue to work on this collective work. And we also understand that while this symbol stands, there are other tangible, not symbolic, but actual tangible efforts that are preventing our young people from thriving the way they could in our school system here in the city of Decatur, throughout our county, as well as policing, as well as, again, making sure that our immigrant brothers and sisters don't feel as if they are vulnerable. And so all of this intersects. This is just a space that we have been able to come together collectively in and do this work. And so look for additional information, what our next steps are collectively, because we know that Commissioner Marita Davis Johnson has done a tremendous job in pushing this forward, but it's going to require the people in order to complete this important and sacred task of removing this monument from our square.
Well, I would like to know why you're making the announcement, and the announcement wasn't made yesterday in the Dekalb County Commission meeting.
Well, the legal opinion was provided, and
provided how?
They sent it out, and so the next step is a 58-page document. The next step for them is there has to be an additional resolution, and that resolution has to be where they will actually have the monument moved to. So that has to be, the logistics of that has to be worked out, and that's what we intend on being very involved in, and making sure that we are pushing and not allowing it to rest, and that's going to take an organized, concerted effort.
Well, once they get a place to move it, is the commission then going to have to vote officially on moving it?
Yes.
And will that be a public vote at the commission meeting?
Yes. Everything going forward will be a public vote. So that's why it's important that we not stop organizing, and we not stop and think that somehow we've won. As long as this stands here, our work is undone. And after it's removed, there'll be the things that are not visible that continue to support these ideas and ideology of white supremacy and elitism and classism that we'll have to continue to address.
So what can DeKalb County residents do to move this along?
Well, even though this resolution passed in October, all that did was get them to come up with a plan of what they were allowed to do. So Dekalb County residents still need to be calling upon our commissioners to say that we want this moved. Now we know they can legally do it, and it's time for them to actually do it.
Awesome.
So it needs to keep coming from the people. I mean, we only got this far because of residents calling and emailing and coming out to the march and making our voices heard and saying that this is our square and we don't want this monument in it anymore.
Thank you. Will there be an announcement to tell us when the public vote will be made?
Absolutely.
Yes, as soon as we know, we will blast that information out.